you and me. Preview.
There's no two ways about it, folks. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance risks the identity of the legendary series. But it totally does it justice at the same time. The traditional stealthy gunplay is replaced by brazen swordplay, and the slick, speedy violence never fails to be fun. The excellent action is bolstered by an intriguing anti-hero and a melodramatic cast of characters, something the Scion shares with previous games in the series. Revengeance succeeds in carving a new path while retaining the spirit of Metal Gear's past, making it an exhilarating and entertaining ride. You play as the cybernetically enhanced Raiden, providing security under the employ of Maverick Security Consulting. Your current assignment is a prime minister who recently stabilized a war-torn region in Africa. But as it happens, peace is bad for warmongers, especially the unabashedly antagonistic Desperado enforcement.
Give war a chance!
Raiden's light and heavy sword attacks flow like water, and though you can occasionally button mash your way to success, most conflicts benefit from thinking before acting. A proper parry isn't likely to happen if you're just hammering buttons. Utilizing the Slice-Happy Blade mode effectively requires finesse. If your enemies are weakened, you can quickly cut their vulnerable areas into dozens of juicy fragments. Slicing through an enemy's sweet spot, indicated by a pink icon, also allows Raiden to reach into their torso and tear out the spine-like repair unit with the push of a button. For the majority of the game, the camera services your needs quite well. However, when the environments are cramped and you're trying to lock onto enemies with drastically different dimensions, the camera angle doesn't always produce the best results. It can be frustrating when it does occur, but it's not a frequent issue. Your battles against the heavyweights, the 4 Desperado members of the Winds of Destruction, take place in large outdoor arenas. On normal difficulty, their patterns are pretty simple to understand, and victory sometimes comes a bit too easily. Each fight does conclude with some form of quick-time event, which, while entertaining, slightly diminishes the sense of accomplishment by taking the control out of your hands. In spite of these shortcomings, each boss battle is an enjoyable opportunity to experience a new set of challenges. One boss wields a staff constructed of disembodied cyborg arms. Another can manipulate magnetic fields. Your rival Sam fights with a similar set of tools to Raiden, and your turn in the ring with him ends up being one of the most rewarding and challenging of the bunch, echoing some of the great face-offs from the series past. The antagonist's lust for war and Raiden's internal quest for justice is a good starting point for the plot, but it also springboards Raiden's development as the pivotal character moving forward in the series. His satisfaction with committing brutal acts definitely stands out, but his dark side is at its most apparent when he wrenches a repair unit from his foe's torso, crushing it in his hand while donning a look befitting a seething, bloodthirsty predator. Outside of loading sequence stutters, the game almost never skips a beat. Watching models repeatedly deform relative to your exact impact is something that really hasn't been done before, and it's nothing short of a technical marvel that the game doesn't choke in the process. There are times when Revengeance feels strangely but understandably restrictive. such as when you encounter an impenetrable wooden door after mincing apart heavy machinery. Locales don't differ all that much over the course of the campaign, but at least they're put to creative use. So while the specific locations don't actually vary all that much, they are leveraged in an imaginative way, and it keeps the experience fresh from minute to minute. Some traditions persist despite Revengeance's new identity, and though it may not play like a typical Metal Gear game, Raiden's character arc completely justifies almost each and every change to the formula. It's a beneficial dynamic, and the game's biggest success overall. It ultimately tests the hypothesis that there's more to the series than just snakes and sneaking behind enemy lines, and for the most part, it looks conclusive in the positive. Ultimately, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is one of the most enjoyable weapon-based action games of this generation, and it's a triumphant leap into the future of the storied Metal Gear saga.